Hey everyone, it is springtime.
Are we live?
We're live.
Well, you didn't say that. You usually announce we're live.
We're live.
We're live.
We are definitely live. And you know what's interesting? So we missed you on Easter. But the week before that, we did a show detoxing from the USA, and boy, oh boy, did that trigger some folks, because we got all of these comments talking about why would you want to leave the United States, and especially why would you want to leave the United States and move to a country that started the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah.
Right. And then on top of that, we always get, some of our clients, and then we get this in the comments as well, that moms and dads or dads don't want to leave the United States until their kids graduate from high school.
Right. And we say, why?
Yes. Is it healthy for you to remain in a place that has perpetrated abject oppression over folks who look like us? Is that a good look for your kids? Is that something that you want them to endure further? It's just something to think about, right?
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about that and a lot more. But first, we're going to introduce ourselves. If you don't know, my name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to Our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about travel, money, and retiring abroad as we build generational wealth.
Yes.
So who are we talking about today? Who are we talking to today?
We're going to talk to Crystal and Malachi.
Yes. So a mom moved her son here to Portugal on a student visa, and he was in his senior year in high school. So for all of you who think, oh no, my baby can't handle moving their senior year, you might want to stick around. But first, if you are new to our channel, then you may not know that about 6.5 years ago now, Rick and I got a wake-up call as we got close to retirement age. I told you we talk about money. We looked at our finances and they looked crazy. And so 3.5 years ago, we got our financial act together and we went from negative 22,000 in net worth to over 1 million today. If any of that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe. The key to all of this is financial freedom. So please subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you know every single time we drop a new video. We are live every Sunday at 1:30 Denver time, because that's where we're from. We're in beautiful Lisbon, where it's 83 degrees today.
It was 83 and sunny, so beautiful.
So beautiful. The sky was so blue. Live at 3:30 Eastern time. And then we go live every other Thursday. Yes. So without further ado, we are going to bring on our special guests. Hello, Crystal and Malachi. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. So why don't you two introduce yourselves and tell us where you're from?
Well, I'll start first. My name's Malachi. I'm 17 years old. We originated in Texas. We lived in Texas for 10 years. And we just moved here this March. Yeah, around this March. And that's about me.
I'm Crystal, and I am from Alabama. Me and my husband were in the military, and we moved all around. So we lived in Louisiana, Arizona, and we lived in Texas. But we lived in Texas for the last maybe 15 years. I have to go back. Maybe 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So we lived there for the last 15 years.
Okay. You know what I call Texas. So
Texas, well.
We have our tickets booked to go back to the United States for a visit and to, take care of some things at the end of June. And oh my God, we are not looking forward to it. I keep putting my hand on Rick's.
She puts her hand on my leg and scratches.
And then it tickles.
It tickles me and makes me jump. It's like,
so nothing crazy.
Nothing.
So let's say hello to the folks in the chat. Hey, SL, wonderful to see you here. Hey, Auntie Trey. Boa tarde. Hey, Action VJ.
Action VJ, be
Hit
looking
that
for
like
you.
button as you
Yeah.
come in. Thank you, Action VJ. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks at the
Definitely,
meetup.
definitely.
Hey, Greta.
Hey, Greta.
Hey, Christy. We will see you hopefully sometime this week. Evelyn from Alabama. There you go. We're in Alabama. Hey, Maria. Good to see you.
Hey, Maria.
How are worldview? It's been a minute.
I know.
Glad that you caught us. Hey, Valerina. Vicky G in H-Town D Man Games. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Did I say that right?
Okay. Well, let
Hey,
us know if she
Meriton.
said it wrong.
Yeah, I know you're going to let me know. Hey, Meriton. Good to see you in the chat. Hey, Alexandria.
D.
Krishan. Twice in one day. Or was that yesterday? I can't remember, girl. You did a good show, though.
Yeah, you did a great show.
Yeah. Hey there. Kaya Latham. Is that a new name? Pretty picture.
Kaya?
I'm not sure. Pretty picture though. Let us know if we're pronouncing it right. Kaya or Kaya? Maybe it's Kaya Latham. Welcome. Hey Adelia. We will see you in a couple of weeks. Girl, we gon' party. Hey Tanisha, good to see you. Rosalind, Holly. See, we've got a family on Holly. Holly and her husband are moving here with their 4 children. Yes, but they are kitties. They're kitties, not young adults like Malachi. Hey, Kay, Renee, good to see you in the chat. Roxanne, good to see you. Peyton, hello. We will be talking to you tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Hey, Nurse Patty. Peace for Lisa. I love that. Hey, y'all. Cool. Good to see you. Hey, yeah, Hugo. Professors in the house. Yes. Good. Hey, Teresa. All right, y'all. Ron.
Hey, Ron.
So we have a couple of personal friends. Ron is one of them. He's family.
He's going to be here in May.
He'll be here in May. Yeah. Hey, Chris. Good to see you. ES, Mary. Good to see all of you guys. Thank you for showing up. And let me take that off screen. There we go. All right, let's get right down to it. This has been an interesting couple of weeks. As we said in the intro, folks keep asking us, why would we want to move to a country that started the transatlantic slave trade? And, it's interesting to me because some of those same people are trying to get into Harvard, which, of course, when it was not started for us. As a matter of fact, they had in their charter that no African Americans could go to Harvard. And it was a Christian school. So what it started out to be and what it is today are 2 totally different things. But ain't nobody got a problem with that. Ain't nobody got a problem with more mass shootings than there are days in this year.
That's a shame.
Ain't nobody got a problem with that. I in the email that I sent out in 2021, which is the last statistics I could give for Portugal, in the United States, they had 26,600 and something murders, mostly by firearm. In Portugal, they had 84, mostly domestic. Not that there is anything right about domestic violence, but it's not random, right? That's not random.
Yeah.
That's not, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, right?
I was shopping.
I was at church. I was at the Starbucks, right? That's not that. And so I don't, why did you guys decide that it was time to go?
Well, it's been something we've been talking about for many, many, many years. I wanted to finish my education. It's a multiple reason. I wanted to finish my education. I wanted my son to see more than what the United States had to offer. I wanted him to see life outside of that world and just hopefully, expand on his mind and stuff. because when I went to Korea, it expanded my mind. I never looked at the United States the same after living over there. And so we just wanted to move. So yeah, we picked Portugal.
So let's go back to that. You said when you went to Korea, you never looked at the United States again. What was it?
I don't know how to say it. I just felt, this is maybe the wrong word. I felt free. Like I finally felt if something goes wrong, they're going to treat me like a citizen, or they're going to treat me like other people get treated in the United States that doesn't look like me. Like if I have an issue, instead of not wanting to hear, my reasons or complaints. And I like that feeling of being treated like American citizen. I did.
Like a human being?
Yeah. I held on to that for a long time. And I was like, if we can give that to our son, that's what we wanted to do. So.
Yeah. See, now, where was it? I just saw. So Greta says there was another mass shooting today.
Was that at the birthday party, Greta, in Alabama? I think I read about that.
Malachi. First of all, thank you so much for joining us. But was it a big decision? Were you thinking about all of the things that you were going to have to give up besides like McDonald's and Burger King? Was this a hard decision for you?
Honestly, at first, it was a little bit of a hard decision just because I grew up there my whole life. I've been, raised there and grew up there, but I didn't ever at any point felt any connection, I guess, with what I was living at in the current situation. I never felt really that there was much for me in the future. There was not much for me to see. And I wanted to explore the world. It wasn't the fact that it was bad. I mean, yes, it does have a lot of problems. It wasn't the fact that it was bad. I just wanted to see more and expand my mind. And like my mom said, I just wanted to see more of the world and to expand my opportunities, to expand my knowledge, to know a little bit more about my surroundings. And yeah, I didn't want to grow up there and just only know this one limited view that maybe could have potentially limit me and future generations.
So you said you never really felt a connection.
No, not really. It wasn't like a connection where I hated or liked. It was just a neutral. To me, it was just an indifference. It was like I'm a person living here. It wasn't like I'm an American citizen, or it wasn't like that. I'm just a person living here. And that's my honest feelings towards that.
I have to admit, I never really felt American because we were never afforded all of the rights that Americans get who don't look like us. And then Barack Obama was elected, and I didn't know that I felt that way until he was elected. And I felt more of a connection. And I was like, oh, maybe we're changing. And then they called him a liar in the Congress on live TV. And I say, ain't nothing changed. Nothing changed. Right? Yeah. Nothing has changed. But that's when I realized that I really did not feel that connection to my home country. And then how could we? On the one hand, there's great things about America. Like if you want to go and be an entrepreneur and make some money.
That's true.
America, right? It is we create some amazing things. And I say that the pop culture of the globe was started by people who look like us in America. Yeah. In America, not in Africa, not in the Caribbean. Love y'all. But the swag, the chains, that's us. We did that. And now everybody else is doing it. Am I lying?
No. Oh, no.
Right?
Yeah.
And you could turn on K-pop and they're trying to act like us. You can turn on the rappers on the continent and they're trying to act like us. Right? I mean, all down in South America, and they trying to act like us here in Europe, and they trying to act like us, playing our music, doing wearing what we wear. Well, not me, because I'm too old, but people like Malachi wearing what they wear, wearing what you young people wear, and everything else, right? So I know there is something about what they did there that is unique and interesting, but it is also oppressive and it's killing us. It has brought out the creativity in us in a way that it hasn't in other countries, more or less, but it is killing us and it's time to go. So you came here on a student visa. Tell us about that process and how hard it was.
Okay. So yeah, the student visa was kind of stressful just because there was no guideline. I had to figure everything out. So the first thing I would tell everybody is to find out what university you want to go to. I'm just speaking mainly toward Europe. And most of European universities are free. Now they have some that cost a lot of money, and then they have some that you may have to pay like a donation to. But that's like in Germany, like a lot of Germany public universities are free, but they'll ask you to make a donation, and donation may be $700 a semester. Some college maybe $50 a semester. That is nothing compared to the student debt in America. And or they have degrees for $1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I haven't seen
very affordable.
It's very affordable. So get accepted into a university. The next thing you want to do before you apply for your student visa is you have to have an address, a residency. I don't know about Belgium, France, or what their process, but Portugal wanted at least a year
lease.
A year lease, and I got that. Now, here's the interesting thing: you don't have to have health insurance.
Oh, we did.
Okay.
Not on a student visa.
Oh, interesting.
You don't have to have stuff, and you don't have to show proof of income.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now, for your lease to get into your apartment or whatever you're gonna live in, your landlord want to see that.
They want to see that.
Yeah. But the embassy doesn't require that. Now, it was in the thing that it doesn't require it. But when I got there, the lady asked me for it, and I told her I pulled out my phone and I brought it up. I said it didn't require that for the student visa, and she said fine. So I didn't have to show her nothing but my lease. So my lease, no health insurance. Of course we're gonna get health insurance, but you don't have to have it. You don't have to have any particular money saved. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Did you have to get a NIF?
Yes, for Portugal I did. Okay. I had to get a NIF, but a NIF is not required for a student visa.
Oh, interesting, but it is for the apartment.
Yes. Now, if you want an apartment and you want to do stuff over here, yeah. Right. So, and a letter from your university, that was pretty much it. And go to your local, your consul. The only bad thing about Texas is we had to fly to Washington,
D.C. Right. But you got to fly to Washington, D.C. instead of going to San Francisco.
San Francisco is crazy.
You'd still be over there waiting in line.
San Francisco is crazy.
You'd be waiting in line in the little bitty vestibule in San Francisco with your $5 little bottle of water. That's what you'd be doing. So
I wanted to go to the one in San Francisco. That's why I kept asking him.
No, you didn't. And now closer, right? Maybe the flight would have been cheaper, but everything else would have been more. Washington, D.C. is expensive, but I don't remember it being as crazy as San Francisco. And I had to go to D.C. a lot for my job. Mm-hmm. San Francisco is out of control. The little bitty bottles of water, like, Arrowhead,
Mhm.
$5. $5 in the regular grocery store.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on now.
It's getting
All
bad
right.
out
And so, did you want to ask that?
Yeah.
there.
So, how did you find your apartment here? I know people
Um,
want to know that.
I watch you guys. You guys inspired me, and you guys brought up Rossini. He's a good friend now, and I saw him, and I saw you guys because you guys look like me, so I was like, yeah, I can do this. Trust these people. I've been following you guys,
Oh,
and I got in contact with you guys, and you guys gave me Rossini, and he was so nice because let me tell you, we came over here in October for almost like a month. It was almost 4 weeks, and we couldn't find a place. Like time, we would go look at a place. By the time we come back, it's sold. We outbid it. They asking just ridiculous stuff, and I was getting desperate at moments because I was like, "Well, we'll just give it to her." And Rossini was like, "No, no, 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 no. No. You don't want to. You do not want them taking advantage." He said, "They know you're desperate." And it was one apartment I really, really wanted because it was furnished. And I was like, I don't want to have to try to furnish an apartment. But Rossini said, look at this. They had built the apartment. It was a new apartment. They built it so poorly. Rossini was jumping up and down on the floor. And he said, you see how weak this is? You'll fall through the floor. And at that time, I was so desperate. I was like, well, it's not that bad. I'm not that heavy. I can just walk around it. Rossini said, no, no, look at this. And then he was talking about the dark steps that didn't have any lights. And he was like, if you come home, because I go to school at night, and he was like, you come home late at night, you can fall down here. So he was really, really good. And he found us apartment maybe it took us a while. If you're coming to Portugal, I don't know how it is now, but it took us a while because I wanted certain things. I wanted heat, air, a washer, and a dryer. That's all I wanted. And those
it's
four,
it's the dryer that was the thing. That was the
yes,
hard thing.
yes. And because I have a teenage son and he goes through clothes like crazy. And I needed a dryer. And I was not getting, it was apartments that were good, but they didn't have a dryer. And I was just like, no, we need a dryer. So we finally found one. And I wanted certain aesthetics to look a certain way and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And he finally found this one, and yeah, it worked out. But it took a while. It took him almost maybe 3 or 4 because, like I said, we got outbidded a couple times. We had to do interviews with the landowner, not the landowner, but
Landlord.
the landlord. We had to do a couple interviews, and I thought we made a real connection with the people. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, we're going to get the apartment. Next thing I know, a company comes through. Somebody said, we'll give you a year. We'll give you a year, or we'll pay you more in rent. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And it's certain times of year too that are harder. We got really lucky because we got this apartment with Rossini's help in less than a week. Um, but I think our landlord was really looking forward to not having kids in his apartment, like not having 20-year-olds in his apartment.
Yeah.
And when he saw this, he was like,
He just saw my handsome face, not my gray beard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Greta wants to know, are you currently living in Lisbon?
Yes,
Mhm.
I live in Lisbon. Yes, yes, I'm living here. We've been here about 3 weeks. So
Yeah, so they're in the city proper, and she is going to school here in the city.
yes, yes.
I'm going to go back and get the questions. Um, okay. Alicia agreed. We're the trendsetters of the world and not treated better. They steal everything, make it their own, and claim our creativity.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying. I'm just saying, Teresa, you know how they do. First they ghettoize it, then they monetize it, and then
That's
they
true.
gentrify it. Does the student visa have a pathway to residency or citizenship?
Okay, so my school was really, I'm in a master's degree program, and my school is only 2 years. But my school was so nice, they wrote a letter saying that it may take me 3. And the degree that I have, my school offers like people get hired. It's a journal. In journalism school, and they get hired working with the school. 97%
Okay.
of the So that's the way. I guess you can. I guess So we'll see. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so Adelia, once you're here, I don't think that you need to go back to reapply like for a D7 or something like that. Once you're here on a student visa.
Mhm.
So
And can I just say something?
yeah.
And most of the PhD programs in Europe are free. And if you know anything about a PhD program, you know how long it takes to finish. I'm just saying. Put that out there. So, hey,
Yeah.
you
So
can
we
ride
were
that wave.
right. We were watching Galactic Global, Krishan, and she had a lady on who was saying the university that she was recommending was $600, €600 either a semester or for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And Paris, I found some universities in Paris that were, most of them was free, but I saw some that said $13 for the whole year.
Yeah.
Euro.
Yeah. €13. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so yeah, Adelia, you can roll over a student visa into another residency type of visa, so that and then once you're here for I'm almost positive once you're here for 5 years under any type of visa except for the digital nomad visa, you can then apply for
For
permanent
permanent
residency or
citizenship.
citizenship. Was the student visa for your son, you, or both?
No, so he's 17, and he's my dependent. So I didn't have to, as if you on a student visa, you can bring all your kids and even your spouse. So if you have little kids, or I don't know if they are over 18, I don't think it matters. Yeah, you can bring your kids with you,
Right.
your spouse.
Yeah. So wonderful. Hey, Karen Louise, good to see you in the chat. Okay, let's see if there's any other questions before we move on. It ebbs and flows, Vicky. It ebbs and flows. And there are cranes everywhere. Let me just tell you.
That's true.
They also are putting new laws in place regarding housing. We had a pretty serious demonstration here a couple weeks ago. It got a little on point, got a little American as far as I'm concerned. I'm glad I wasn't down there where they were. But so there's a couple of things that they are doing, but the main thing is they are not allowing empty buildings. If you've ever been here to Lisbon well, I didn't really see that in Obidos because it's a village, it's not a city, but we did see it in Stubal, and we did see it in Sesimbra as well as Coimbra. There are empty, abandoned buildings. And that usually happens when a family owns the building and the kids are like off somewhere saying whatever, or they cannot agree on what to do with it. And then it just sits there. And so the government is giving them a certain amount of time to say, either you do something with it and you rehab it, or we're going to take it and sell it and do what's necessary so that we can provide this housing. So do not despair. It does ebb and flow. And so there's certain times that you don't want to look. And January, February, is one of them, and then early summer is another time that you don't want to look. And so Holly wanted to know what you're studying, but you just said that. So journalism. What is the name of your school?
It's the Universidade Católica of Portuguese, if I'm saying that correctly. I'm sorry if I.
Universidade.
So
Yeah.
Universidad. So yeah, it's the the Catholic Portuguese University.
Yeah.
That's how we would say it in English. Speaking of which, are your classes in English?
See, yes.
Which does not help us trying to learn this Portuguese. Can you share the PhD program information? You were just talking about in general, right?
Yeah, in general, when I went to look for my degree program,
Yeah.
just look up PhD programs in all of the EU countries, and it's this. I think it's EMASS. I may be wrong, but that's another program sponsored by the EU. I looked it up. The only problem with that one is they will give you money and you can live over here. They actually will give you a stipend and pay for your school, but you have to live in a different country every semester.
Some people may be into that.
Yeah, but these are degrees catered toward what the EU wants to push. So you have to pick from that degree program. But they do pay you. They do pay you. So that could be living money, food money, and all that. I forgot the name. It started with an E. I'm so sorry, people. I should have looked this up, wrote it down.
That's okay. But if you start with her school, it's Católica Portuguesa and Universidade Católica Portuguesa. Start with that school and look at their program, PhD program, and then you can go from there. So, let me give a shout out right quick to Lisa. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. For all of you who do not know, all of our super chat, super thanks money goes to our scholarship fund for anyone who's trying to build their own utopia. And so we give scholarships to our Beyond the Bling Financial Independence course, which is ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want information about that, that is in the description below. So speaking of school, Malachi, what are you doing about school?
Well, I'm taking an online class in Texas since in 2021, when the coronavirus, or 2020, my bad, when the coronavirus hit, we had to go to online school. We had to switch. And I actually preferred it. After Effects, when they released all the kids out of school and just, gotten back into the system, I actually preferred and stayed into it. So we were taking a program called the University.
It's through the University of Austin.
University of Austin. And that program is free. And since we're Texas citizens, that extends over to Lisbon and it's free. So I'm able to do the classes and take it online.
Cool.
It's 100% free.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you guys check it out because a lot of states will offer K through 12 online school for free. I know that Colorado does, and I believe California does as well. I would say probably over half the states have something like that. So you're going to miss prom.
I never went to one. I never went to one.
So homecoming, you weren't trying to get with the girls and get your slow dance on and all of that stuff?
Nah.
I'm showing your age.
I'm showing my age. Yeah. They don't slow dance anymore?
No, I
don't think so.
I don't think so.
You get arrested for slow dancing.
It's so sad because my son was telling me, and this was, he's a lot older than you, but so this was like 2010, around in that time. And still, like in high school, all the guys were over there, all the girls were over there. When I was in high school, shoot. It wasn't like that. I'm just gonna say that.
Anymore, it's invading somebody's space if you get too close.
See,
They
that's
call
that
it- They
American
call the
punitive
law on you.
nonsense.
You catch a case behind it.
So it's ridiculous. This is so informative. What had you choose to go to school in Portugal rather than the other European countries that you mentioned?
So at first I was trying to go to Germany, Belgium, or France, but they have something called a consecutive degree because I'm going from a master's degree program. So because I have a business administration with a focus on marketing, I would have to get something related to that, like an MBA. And I had ran my own business in the States, and I don't have a business over here. And I wanted to try my thing in journalism. So, um, Catholica in Portugal, I sold it to her. She was like, "Yeah, why not? Let's try it." Because she had originally said that I was taking a spot from a communication student, but she said, "You know what? Why not? Come on." So that's why I'm here.
Wow.
So you had an interview as part
Mhm.
of your application process.
Yes, they interview you. Because and another thing, it's not so much about your grades because I had good grades, but I was like worried, like, oh my God, it has to. I didn't graduate magna cum laude soon, so I was worried about all that. But it's
Yeah.
not so much about your grade. From what I see in Europe, it's about you taking a slot that maybe they're worried about you having a hard time transitioning over to, like from business to journalism or something like
I
that.
could understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Because interestingly, my undergrad was communications and my master's was business.
really,
So I did the opposite.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
So have you started?
No, well, my school, I was supposed to come in January with the visa thing. I just came 2 weeks ago. So my school is now going to let me start in September. So,
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
So you get to come in March,
Hmm.
even though you don't start until September.
Yes, yes. My school was adamant that they'll work with me. They even wrote the Washington a whole letter, a really nice letter about,
Wow.
Wow.
me being late, and they're okay with it. The most important thing is that I get the education. They were really sweet. They were really sweet.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
They went over and above.
Yeah.
I
Um,
couldn't imagine
yeah.
my grad school. I'm sorry. It was a good education, but I can't imagine them going through all of that trouble to get me. I really can't. So let's see what else they're talking about in the chat. So I think we kind of covered this. Because she says Portuguese schools that made you decide that over another
Yeah.
country. Yeah, we kind of covered that. Crystal, when your master's program is completed, what do you want to do afterwards, career wise? Oh, good question.
I want to try to work here. I want to work at one of their the program that my school has for hiring you. I want to do sports journalism over here. So yeah, I really want to do that. So I'm gonna try my hand in that. Yeah,
Okay.
Cool.
All
yeah,
right. So we started this talking about the racism in the United States and leaving the United States and the violence in the United States. And one of the things that we said in kind of pitching this is that you got your son out of the United States.
yeah, yeah.
How many times have you been told you're not welcome here in Portugal, go back home since you've been here?
None.
None. No, we have
No.
never. So far, nobody's ever told us that. A lot of people have said that you're welcome here. A lot of people have embraced us. A lot of people have been encouraging of us to speak Portuguese, even when we can't pronounce the words right. They'll say, "Keep going. We know it's difficult." And I even had one old gentleman tell me. He said, "America problems, Portugal good." That's what he said.
Oh,
Said, and I just been had like a lot of people been saying this is a good place to raise your son. This is good. This is good. Nobody has told us that. I haven't literally ran into anybody that told us that.
Have you met any young people since you've been here, Malachi?
Not really, no.
Not
It's
yet.
just only me. Only me. Yeah.
But he will be trying to go to school. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe not at my university, maybe at the University of Lisbon.
Then, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So
That
he'll
is
meet people.
exciting.
Of course, he'll meet them.
So yeah, so you haven't been to the park because I see like there are people your age hanging out across the street at the park
Well,
day.
Our
No,
our neighbor is his age, isn't she?
No, she's 15.
I thought she was in college.
No, she's like a 10th grade.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're talking about Heather.
No. I was talking about Manuel's daughter.
Oh, our landlord's
Our
daughter. Yeah,
landlord's
she's in
daughter.
college. She's in college, definitely.
What's a lot of older people where we live at?
Yeah.
So it's not really young people here. It's a lot of older people, which is nice. So, in the area we at.
Yeah, we know where you're at. We were over there a couple of times. Since you mentioned the green stadium, now it's like we keep seeing it.
Yeah. We keep ending up over there.
So yeah, we keep ending up like we caught the bus to get to Obidos over there. And I think, yeah, I don't know. I just know we've been over there like 2 or 3 times since we had breakfast. So Hugo is helping us out. The Universidad Católica Portuguesa.
Yeah.
And I know I didn't say that right, but hey, y'all got to give us a break because it is difficult. Why does Halisi think they don't have girls in Europe?
Hey, man. That's actually BJ.
I know they got girls, but I was just thinking, young man was in the United States. There was already some girls roundabout that he might have wanted to go to the prom with. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that they have a do prom thing over here. I think that's an American thing, but I don't know.
That's
I really
Hugo.
just don't know. Hugo, do they have a prom here? Do you even know what that is? So we asked Michelle, we answered that question. Her classes are in English. Adelia, in Portugal, can you work on a student visa? I know you can in Germany.
That I'm not too sure about that. I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. Since I'm not in school, like physically in school, I haven't checked up on that, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're going to look into that.
On student visa. Yeah. So we'll look it up and then we'll put it in the comments after this is over. I do know, Adelia, they're not really strict on that in general. So like for the D7 visa, once we get our green cards, like you have to have passive income to get a D7 visa. But once you get your green card, your residency card, we could work. We're not going to. Of course, you can always start a business and do those kinds of things. So I would think that since you can on a D7 visa, that you probably can on a student visa as well, but I'm not sure. So we're going to double check that. And then Igami asked the same thing. Can you earn income while on a student visa? So, okay. So earning income online and then working here in Portugal, where you might be taking a job from a Portuguese person are two totally different things. Yeah. And so for that, Igami, I would say, yes, you probably can. I don't see any reason why.
I work online. So
Yeah. So what is your husband doing?
My husband is in oil and gas. And if anybody knows about that business, it is all over the place and it's up and down. So he took a new position with a new company because this old company, nobody wants to give you that 20 years. Everybody wants to give you that severance package. So they don't They don't have to pay it. So that's basically what happened. And he went to another company. And before, in order for him to come over here or anywhere close to in Europe, he has to do almost 2.5, 3 years at that location, because that location he's at is very hard for them to get people down there, and they need a lot of people down there.
Is Texas?
Yeah. Yeah, people are actually turning them down. So yeah,
Wow.
You
yeah.
know, I mean, yeah. And I like Austin. I actually like Houston too, but I just can't do the politics and I can't do the heat and humidity. But I like the cities.
I love the heat.
So today was lovely, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
It was hot. I was
Yeah.
like, I only had on a t-shirt and a little jacket. I took that jacket off. We weren't out of the house but 2 minutes because we're on the fourth floor or the third floor, but the fourth floor according to America.
Mhm.
And we go out on the balcony. There's a nice breeze.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, it's a little chilly. Got
Yeah.
downstairs. Nah.
So I figured out how you can tell the temperature.
How?
You know how you go out on the balcony and you always get that breeze, so it's always cooler.
Right.
Go out on the back balcony, on the stairs. You can
Oh,
feel the heat.
yeah, because the sun comes from that
Yeah, and
way.
there's no wind.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's like we have a courtyard type of situation here.
Okay.
So all the buildings face each other and stuff. It's kind of like Rear Window. We just be looking and seeing people's
Yeah,
business.
they be looking over you.
Probably, probably. So Evelyn, you do not need to speak Portuguese.
No.
So here in Portugal, and it's interesting because our barber was talking about this. He's Brazilian, and he was a little feeling this little kind of way because in Brazil he grew up not learning English, and he was upset about the fact that they didn't do that for them. Well, they don't do it for us either in America, and we've got the money. We have no excuses. I don't know what the GDP is in Brazil, but he was talking about how here in Portugal they start learning English very very early. If not, I don't know how early. I don't know if it starts in kindergarten or first grade, but I do know it starts in primary school, is what I've been told. Um, so, do you know if they have an age limit on college admission?
I just turned 40. I ain't had no issue. No, I don't think they have an age limit. No. If you get
Yeah,
accepted into college, you accept it. Point blank.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you got to be able to stay awake and all of that, but, but so let's get back to your husband. How are we going to? How are you guys going to navigate that? Is he going to come out here? You gonna what?
Yeah, he's gonna come. He's gonna come try to visit us as much as he can. So yeah, he's just gonna do the back and forth thing. Yeah. So he's gonna do that.
Whew.
So let me ask you a question. If you have the answer to it. So can you leave and go back to the United States anytime, or do you have to stay in country for
No,
a
I
certain
can
amount of
leave
time?
anytime. I
Okay.
just have to pass my classes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I just gotta pass my class. But yeah, I can leave and go back anytime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, because on a D7 visa, for like, we can't leave until we get our residency card, until we
Okay.
have our immigration appointment. And there's been a big gap between when our visa expired and the appointment that they gave us
Okay.
for our immigration appointment. And so, like 2.5 months, we cannot leave the country. But then after that, we just can't be gone for 6 consecutive months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Auntie Trey wants to know if you're into sports.
Yeah. Well,
I
go ahead.
No, I grew up playing sports my whole life. I mean, I grew up playing basketball, football, soccer, all of them. So yeah, of course I'm into sports.
That's why he gets good grades.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep them grades up to be able to play.
Yeah, you do.
Right? So Chris wants to know, what kind of online work do you do?
Um, so I work for a friend, and he has an IT company. So I kind of am his like secretary. He's a personal friend of mine, and he does IT for the government. So
Well,
yeah.
that works. That's easy. So
Yeah.
tell us about your neighborhood. You guys have you live in Lumiere?
No, I don't live in Luminar. I live in is it Olive? If I'm saying that right? The
How
Alavitas,
how do you
something
spell
like
it?
that.
I think it's ALVAN.
Avalad?
No,
Avalon. Yeah.
Avalon,
I live in-
Okay. Okay.
And Campo Grande.
Grandy.
Oh, Grande.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Campo Grande.
Campo Grande. Yeah. Yeah. So where I live at, I don't live in like the postcard picture Portugal where you have all the pretty, nice buildings, the old aesthetic, the aesthetic that people come to Europe for. Where I live is a little more modern. So there's a lot of apartment buildings,
High rises.
high rises. Yeah. So I live over here, and my university is closed. Um, we have a supermarket downstairs. We have a Palaria right here. So yeah, we live in a
And
good. Go ahead.
so have you found your places to eat and get all of your stuff and everything like that?
Yeah, we found this place called Soul Food by Felicia. They're a black family. We go there like once a week, and they are really really good, and they're really really nice. They're really really nice. They make us read the whole menu in Portuguese. Then they make us read it in English to kind of coordinate with us. But
That's
they're
good.
so sweet. They're so sweet. So we eat there. So yeah, we try to go there once a week. I go to the other bakery. I shouldn't be going once a week because I'm eating cakes and it's not good. And
I
cakes are
know.
big. I know, I know. Yeah. So I go there, but that's my little treat to myself. I
There
go
are
there.
not enough hills to take this pastel de nata off these hips. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so yeah, so we have, and then the grocery stores, and we're close to the mall, the Colombo Mall.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and the Uber is really cheap. Like it's like $4 to go to the Colombo Mall. So yeah, we got a little routine. Yeah,
So the last time we saw you, you were getting on the metro for the first time.
I was
Yeah.
scared and nervous.
How did that go?
It went well. I was saying I'm gonna get y'all if something go wrong with us because I was so
Because Rick was like, "You bullied her into taking the metro.
You
You bullied
did.
her."
I was like, I was gonna take the Uber and I was cool with that. But yeah, but you know what? It was good. It was, I don't know why I was stressed. It was so easy. I
Yeah.
didn't feel I didn't feel like nothing was gonna go wrong. I didn't feel like I had to stand there with my purse all hugged tight to me. It was actually quite fun and it was actually quite easy. It was
Mhm.
not bad at all. I was like, oh really? Okay, we can do this.
Yeah,
So yeah.
it's colored lines.
So Malachi, were you doing the navigating or?
Yeah, I had to do the reading in Portuguese and all that, but it was easy. It's fine. I think my mom can do it by herself, so it's good.
Maybe.
I think so. I think so.
No,
Now, why does he sound like the adult?
that's why, because he's picking up the Portuguese way faster. Like we had to get some plumbing done, and they were talking to me, and I was like, oh, I was on Google Translate, and I was like, Malachi, can you talk to them? And he was like, Mom, they said, do you want the sink to get fixed? I was like, okay.
So Malachi, when you were in Texas, did you speak Spanish?
A little bit, yeah. For about 3 years, I learned Spanish, and then I grew up with some Spanish speaking people that it helped me learn Spanish faster. So it helped me pick up Portuguese.
But you also took French.
But I also took French for 2 years, which and I'm
Well,
still learning French.
Yeah, he has a French tutor he meet with twice a week online.
Okay.
So he speaks French, and that's helping. That's helping a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, yeah. I think Spanish is more of a help than French, although the nouns are I see more French in the nouns and more Spanish in the verbs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Me
yeah,
too.
But
yeah.
maybe I just don't remember French as much as I think I do. So what do you think? So what do you think about the food, Malachi?
Oh, the food is great. I like the food. Obviously, it's a little bit different. I know the sweets for the sweets, it's not as sweet. Like
It's
it's made.
not as sweet,
Right.
right?
Yeah, it's made to complement like coffee and tea, which I'm not used to. I don't drink coffee or tea. I'm not used to that. But the food is great. I like it. No, it's good.
Yeah, that's one thing we did notice.
Now that is one thing. The fruit is sweet. Like it goes
Oh
down
yes,
very
it is.
fast.
I love the
Not
fruit.
like in America. Like the strawberries sometimes taste kind of old if you buy them fresh in America. But here, no, you buy them instantly. They go instantly bad. Like they're
You
really,
got to they're ripe. You got to eat them today and tomorrow.
So have you eaten any octopus?
no, I don't
No.
think we tried that yet.
Well, I
Well,
did.
yeah,
I did. At the Soul Food
yeah.
by Felicia. I
Okay.
ate that. Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
know you had sardines, right? You've tried the
No,
sardines.
no. We
No?
haven't tried the fisheries or anything like that. No,
Okay.
No, we haven't tried sardines.
Are
I
you
know
into?
fisheries are big here.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big thing in the summer
Wait until the
too.
summer.
Yeah,
They will be grilling
they grill
sardines
them.
this big everywhere.
Okay.
Wow.
And there's a
Yeah.
special way you got to eat them so that you don't get the bones and all of that. And
Oh,
they can have and snails. It's snails
Oh, wow.
everywhere
Yeah.
by the
You can
bowlful.
buy them at all the mercados.
You have beer and your snails, and yeah, in June and maybe July as well. They're no, I don't eat
I'm
insect,
looking forward to
and
that.
I don't eat insect of the sea.
Yeah.
Does your building have an elevator?
We have 3 elevators.
mhm.
Can we
There,
borrow one?
there you go, Tunisia. See, we're in a walk up. We are in a walk up. What needs to be done in Washington D.C.? What did I miss? Oh, so Flip Queen Channel. They had to go to Washington D.C. to get to do their visa appointment,
Okay.
right? So you guys had to go to Washington D.C. for your visa appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm. Yeah.
And so depending upon where you live, it's not like Mexico. Y'all know we have permanent residency in Mexico. And for Mexico, you can pretty much go to any consulate you want to, but
Mm.
not the case for Portugal. For
No.
Portugal, you have to go to the consulate or the embassy. The one
That
embassy
is
is in DC.
assigned for your area.
That is assigned for your region. And so even though Texas, in my mind, is directly under Colorado,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right? We go to San Francisco. Texas goes to Washington, D.C. Folks in Texas have to go to Washington, D.C. So, and then there's a Boston and there's a New York office as well.
Mhm.
Yes. Why 3 back east and only 1 out? I mean, come on. It just doesn't make sense. So, and the poor people in San Francisco, I don't know how they're managing. I really don't. I feel bad, especially when Rick looked up. The State Department had 500,000 applications for passports
A week,
per week.
Wow.
500,000 per week. People trying to get passports, U.S. passports.
So, do you know? Are you going to take a full load? Are you going part time? How does that work?
So originally I was gonna take 4 classes, which is full time. In September, I'm still working with my school. We're gonna see, can I take 2? Maybe I could take 2, just because I might. If he goes to school, I just want to get him situated and make sure everything goes smooth with him. Like I said, my university is really sweet. They are just working with me. If I got an
Yeah, this
issue,
1 year degree may take you 3 years. Yeah, they are
yeah,
working with you.
yeah, they're like, don't worry, we'll work with you. So yeah, so we're gonna try to see about the 2. So yeah, but originally it's four classes, and I go at night from 6 to 8. So
Okay.
okay.
So was there a minimum amount of classes that you had to take? Did the visa ask about that or no?
No.
So
they
then it just depends upon the school and
didn't.
what they require.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just require a degree program just to know what program.
So George thinks you guys live in Olivais.
That's what I was thinking.
Is that's not it? It's Avalde.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Avalade. Okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
Avalade. Olivais is near the airport. Yeah. No, I think they are west of there, George.
We can see the planes,
Planes.
but we're not at the airport.
Or-
Like it'll
Okay.
still-
So Hugo's saying Avalade
yeah,
as
there you
well.
go.
that's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
there you
Yeah,
go.
that's where we live. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's just up the street from us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Halisi and Rick, have you heard of Lusa Language School? No, I would love to attend the school while determining if Portugal is a fit for me. I have not heard of it, but Peyton, if a student visa is what you want to do, if you want to take that route, I would say that this school probably qualifies because I know someone else who was here on a student visa and they were doing like a culinary school. It wasn't a traditional, master's, PhD, bachelor's degree program. So it might qualify, but we will talk tomorrow. Let's see. Hola, Nubian Net. Will applying for college for Malachi be straightforward? Now, Nels, you got to put a Q in front of the question. I just happened to see it. I know you new around here. These old eyes, I will start scrolling past it. So help a sister out. All right. So will applying for college for Malachi be straightforward? Will there have to be an interview once he's 18? Will he have to apply for his own student visa? Oh, that's a good question.
Okay. So I don't know all the answers to that question. Applying for his college will be straightforward. I don't think he would have to do interviews. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I figure I only had to do them because I'm going to a master's degree program, and they trying to see who can come into certain departments. But I don't know when he have to apply for a student visa because see, his visa is as long as my visa. So if I got 3 years, he got 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I don't know. I don't
Right.
know.
So I would say no until the re-up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So Nels, we'll have them back on in August, and they
Okay.
can tell you about the process for an American child applying to go to school here,
Mhm.
or a young man. If your husband can find online work, would you want to move there for a longer time?
They mean here?
Yeah.
Oh, we plan on staying here for a long time. Yeah, his company, hopefully he can convince them he can do his job online, but hopefully he can convince them that he can do it online, or he said he'll just find something else. He's just been in that industry for so long
Right.
that it's kind of like 20 years and starting back over. You know what I mean? But
Right.
we plan on, this is not temporary for us. We here for the long haul.
Which is why you were talking about after graduating, getting a job in journalism here.
Yes.
So that means you got to get that Portuguese on point, Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be switching back and forth. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So Mary says, I will be in Lisbon on April 26th, late afternoon. Can I contact you all? So April 26th is the day of our meetup, Mary. But if you're not coming till late afternoon, the meetup starts at 2:00 and we're there until 8 until. So yes, you can contact us, but we won't be available on April 26th if you're not coming to the meetup. Have you guys been to the beach yet?
No, we haven't been. No, we haven't.
Y'all. Okay.
Maybe we can get together with them and
Yeah.
Yes. So you guys are off the green line. Get on the green line towards Caixa de Sodre, right?
Okay.
The opposite way, right? Back towards us.
Okay.
The end of the line is the beach, baby.
Oh, okay. So the beach
Oh.
is not the Olive Garden.
the Algarve.
The
No,
Algarve? No. I mean,
Okay. That's
look,
that's
I
there's
consider
beaches in Algarve.
there's beaches in the
okay.
Algarve,
Okay.
and technically that's the Teju River, right? Like that's not really the ocean, but
Oh,
it's a big body of water. That beach, as far as I'm concerned, or you can take once you get to Caixa de Sodre, there is the regional trains that you could take down to Cascais,
Or take
or
to
any time.
Parco de Arco.
Yeah,
Park
I was
de
about to say,
Arco,
or
'cause
any of those stops before that.
there's
There's
beach that-
beaches all along.
Just right outside Lisbon
Yeah.
proper.
Caixa, Carcavellos, all along. I know I'm messing up the pronunciation. Y'all got to be gentle, be gentle, be gentle, be gentle. But yes,
okay. Yeah.
we have to do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Avalad. Okay, here we go. The purple tulip. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Have we seen the purple tulip in the chat before? Is it hard to get a single level home in Portugal? No, not in Portugal. In Lisbon proper, yes. To get, there are small, like patio home, what we would consider like a patio home or a town home. Usually they're older, like when I say older, like 300 years old. There's a few streets of over here that I really love. And then wherever we were walking the other day, I can't remember where we ended up. We start wandering around. Thankfully, I take pictures and that'll let me know where I was, and which are only 2 floors. But as far as a single family home, like in the United States, they're all over Portugal. But
When we stayed at the Airbnb flying out.
yeah, there's some by the airport. I didn't particularly like that neighborhood and would not recommend it, but they're there. And in Setúbal, there are Stubal. We saw some down there, but in the city proper of Lisbon, like the tourist area and the surrounding parts of Lisbon proper, not really. Think European Manhattan, right? Antonio outside of the bigger cities, yeah. What about church? Does anyone attend any of the churches there? Auntie Trey, you changed your picture.
She's had that for a while.
Has she?
Yep.
It's a cute dog.
The puppy.
I don't attend church. Do you guys attend church?
No.
Okay. It got real quiet up in here.
No,
all these heathens up in here.
No, there's a lot of churches.
There are
But,
people.
when he was at the park, I didn't mean to cut you off. Some people that look like us, they invited us to their church.
Mhm.
Yeah. I have a problem with organized religion at this point in my life.
Me too.
So, I believe in God. I consider myself a Christian. I pray, but I do have a problem with organized religion. So Mary Rossini's information is in the description below. If you just look in the description below under all things Portugal, it'll say Lisbon Home Finders, Rossini, find an apartment, something like that. And it will have a link so that you can contact him. He's the bomb. Okay, so Greta's asking, did you get a T2 or a T3? Do you mind sharing the price range of your apartment?
I have a T3. Originally, I didn't try to get a T3. I was trying to get a T1, if you ask me. But just the way everything fell, I got a T3 and we paid 2,300 euros.
We think she's paying a lot of money.
Yeah.
But we ain't got a dryer or an elevator.
And you only have to do
We ain't
1/3 of your lease.
Yeah, you only have to do 1/3 of your lease. Yeah.
So if I find something that's because I wanted to stay in the Expo. I don't know if anybody know about that part. I like that area, the Expo.
So that's Parque das Nações.
Yes, and it's so hard that the apartments go like hotcakes over there. It is, oh my God,
very modern. It's flat.
Yes, and I wanted that. Oh my God, that's what was holding me out because I wouldn't look anywhere but that place. I was stuck on that place for about 3 months.
Oh, and see, we were like, nah. Reminded us too much.
She was like, nah.
It reminded us. First of all, I don't want to pay that price. I just don't.
Well, I found they were cheaper than this. I found some very good prices over there. It was just that the owners knew that that place were like the hot place.
Yeah.
So they were just waiting on bids, and every apartment we put in on we just got outbidded.
Yeah. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, a T2, a T3, that's 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom. T1 is 1 bedroom. T0 is a studio apartment. So I really don't know what the T stands for. Can someone from Portugal help us out? But this is not the only place that does it that way. This is not the only country that says T1, T2, T3. It seems like it was like that in Mexico as well. I know how to say bedroom, and it don't start with a T. So I'm not sure what that stands for, but that's what, when you see a T1, that means a 1-bedroom, a T2, a 2-bedroom, like that. Will you be willing to give your employer friend information, if not public then private? I would love to work in IT from home abroad. Does he have the big enough company where he's looking for people?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so Flip Queen, why don't you email us and we will send it on to Crystal. It's hello@ourblackutopia.com. hello@ourblackutopia.com. What about on the 27th? Because I know I probably will make it. I will not make it. Mary, baby, email us. We go sit here and make an appointment on air. Email us. hello@ourblackutopia.com. Y'all crack me up. We meet with everyone we can. We do. We're very, we don't
try
mind.
to make a point.
We don't mind meeting with people. We really don't. If we can make it at all, we will try to do that. But we ain't gonna do that on air. Do you all plan to get a car?
No.
Wait. When I was 17 years old, Malachi, I wanted my driver's license. I wanted a car, and I wanted to go to the prom and slow dance. So no prom, no slow dance, no car.
No. I think I can walk everywhere, to the supermarket, to the park. It's fine for me. I don't really need a car.
Electric bike?
A bike? I'd say maybe a bike, but I can just walk everywhere. Yeah, our neighborhood's kind of set up like that, where everything's in walkable distance. So that's one of the benefits of it. But I don't plan on going anywhere that requires a car. Oh.
And then we could take the train.
The train. You could take buses anywhere and everywhere in this country.
Yeah.
Like having a car seems like a hassle here.
It does. And these people here in the city, because it wasn't really that bad down in Cascais, but here in Lisbon, like even in our neighborhood, they're driving like they're on the highway. It's like, you need to slow down. Yeah. And then they'll see people, grandmas walking across the street, and they slam on their brakes. It's like they go fast and then slam on their brakes, then go fast and slam on their brakes. And it just makes me nervous.
Yeah, it scares the heck out of me.
Rick be pulling me back. Don't just walk out there.
Yeah.
So that area is very modern, not surprised. Yeah, Parque das Nações is, and I know I'm not pronouncing it great, but I know I'm pronouncing it better than Heather does.
She calls it nachos.
She calls it, Parque de Nachos.
We know what she means.
It is beautiful down there.
It is.
It really is. And you can see that the water is right there.
Yes.
The buildings are modern.
Yes.
It really is pretty. But I don't know. Yeah, it could be cheaper than $2,300, but we pay $1,325.
Yeah.
And
They were 16 and 17, the ones I was looking at. But what happened is the more people start bidding, they go up.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts off there, but
Yeah.
So you have to go when like it would seem to me like during January would be a slow period, but they say no, January and February is busy.
Hopefully it starts coming back down.
I was looking in January and February. I think we put in a bid for about 5 or 6 apartments over there. I was just stuck on that area. I didn't want to live anywhere else. That area was I just liked it.
Yeah, it is pretty. So we'll have to get together, go down there, go to the beach, so show you guys around. So yeah, we love not having a car. Now, when we were in Obidos, I kind of wish we had a car, and now I realize how close everything is, and it's easy to get to some of these places on the bus. It's kind of great, just like Mexico in that regard. We can take the train to Campo Grande, where you guys are. And then there's a bus terminal there where you can go to the Silver Coast and probably other places as well. Those buses will take you to the Silver Coast. And for the two of us, it was €14. So.
And we did have access to a car when we were in Obidos, but
yeah, he didn't want to.
I don't like driving somebody's car.
Yeah. So we did a house sit with the cutest little dog and 2
cool
absent
dog.
cats. And they had a smart car, an electric smart car. I was going to take it. He's like, I don't want to be responsible.
I just don't want to be responsible for nobody's little car.
It's like, you're not, because I'm going to drive.
Yeah.
Oh, George, thank you. See, I'm getting better, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm getting better. I think we did it. We answered all the questions. What would you like folks to know? That you have not already said. I think I really wanted to have you guys on, especially because I hear so many parents not wanting to take their kids out of the American school system. And so there's 2 ways to do it, 3 ways to do it, right? They can continue to go to school online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can go to an international school here, which sometimes some of them are kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Or they can go to a traditional Portuguese school. I know when Christina and Aman first moved here, their kids went to a traditional school. I don't think they did international school. I don't think there was any spots left when they moved. So I don't know where they're going now. And they did fine. They were not seniors. They were in middle school, I want to say. Early middle school. But yeah, I think that, making this move at whatever time you can is really important. And so as far as your grades, upsetting the flow, you getting into college and all of that, Malachi, what do you think about all of that? If that's somebody's hang up?
If that's somebody's hang up, like the grades and all of that involved around school, I don't think it's really too much of an issue. Honestly, I think how about this? I think if you take the traditional route, I think it'll be much easier just because it's more lenient, at least from what I heard. But I think if you go online, at first it might be just a little difficult. I don't want to sugarcoat it. It might be a little difficult at first, but you'll get used to it over time. And I think the grades will start to come. It's actually, I think, a little bit easier to go online than it is in person, but that's just me.
Less distractions.
Yeah.
And I think that after the pandemic, people you would think would be more open to it
Yeah.
Yeah.
because everybody had to do it
Yeah.
for a certain period of time at least, right? I think every school district shut down for a certain period of time. So, and I mean, what are you looking to get out of this, Malachi, as far as your life experiences? You know,
Hmm.
I'm just going to be honest. Being a Black male in America, you're a target.
Yeah. No, that's the reality we live in. And honestly, I think for school, I'm just looking to get as much experience as possible. Honestly, for any opportunities I want to open up, engineering. I do have an interest in art, writing, so I mean, it could work down those avenues where I could, hopefully maybe go into art school in the University of Lisbon, or something like that. So yeah.
And do you feel safe here?
Of course, of course. No, it's honestly we had 11 o'clock walk, and I never felt like usually I'll be terrified like a 11 o'clock walk at night. That's
Yeah.
that's just no.
We came back from the
Right.
restaurant that we were saying we eat at, and it was 11 o'clock, and we walked home, and it was fine. It was, and I didn't even think about it till I actually got home. I said, "Wait a minute, it's 11 o'clock at night. What are we doing?" But it wouldn't even. We just walked.
So no antennas went up, nothing that felt threatening.
No, nothing but the dog poop on the sidewalk. That's about
Yeah.
it. That's it. That was it. That was.
I think it's one person that goes around with their dog that does that.
And it's everywhere.
In every neighborhood, it's just one person that does it. Okay, we're gonna go to this neighborhood today and let you poop on the.
I don't think Adelia's still in the chat, but I know in Mexico City, dog poop on the sidewalk is an issue. Like, I remember Rashida interviewing some folks, and she said that if I could change one thing about Mexico City, it would be poop on the sidewalk. If I could change one thing about Lisbon, it would be the dog poop on the sidewalk. I just don't get it. And the only thing that I can think is that it's some of these older folks who have a hard time bending down. I'm gonna give them grace.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give them grace on that. But oh my gosh, I have stepped in it. And that's why we don't wear shoes in the house. Like as soon as we get in,
Yeah.
shoes come off. Because I don't know. Might be some leftover. I didn't know. You tracking it everywhere? No.
Yeah.
So Lisa wants to give a shout out to your hair, Crystal.
Oh, thank you.
And Malachi is clearly intelligent and handsome.
Thank you. Oh,
Yes,
thank
he
you.
is. Yes, he is. So it could be the strays. It ain't the strays. It ain't the strays. I saw this lady, Holly. I saw this lady looking at the street while her dog was behind her pooping. Like she don't know. She's like on the phone, like pretending like, oh, I don't know what he's doing. And then she just continues walking. It's like, you know good and well that dog is behind you pooping. And you going to pretend like you don't know.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad.
It is. It really, really is.
Yeah.
So, well, we hope that your husband gets to move here sooner than later.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And I'm so glad that you guys are here and that you feel safe to be here, just you and your son, safe to be here walking back from the soul food restaurant at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
You know, it's a new feeling. There's a freedom, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. It really is.
So when the police pull up, do the hairs on the back of your neck stand up?
No. No. The police,
They kind of mind their own
business.
They
Yeah,
really.
they don't really stare you down or watch you. If you say something in English and they hear English, everybody's always perking up around you when they hear an English.
Yeah.
You speak an American, but no. I mean, No.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, okay, so what they doing? Because homeboy's on his phone. He ain't paying attention to nothing. Like,
Yeah.
does he? Is he? What you know? What's going on? But
Yeah.
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And even when like you will sometimes see down in the tourist areas or near the embassies and stuff, the folks on the full with the guns and all of that, not like the regular police, right? In
GNR.
I don't know
Okay.
what that
That's
is.
who it is.
What is GNR?
I guess they're police, but they're not like city police.
Okay. And even still, there's not a feeling of
Yeah, the police.
pending doom.
The police carry the 9 millimeters on their side. They carry the side
Yeah,
weapons. But
not those.
the GNR, I've seen them. They carry the side pieces too. But depending on what's going on, if they're covering an event or something like that, then they have automatic.
So we saw a lot more of that in Spain and Italy.
Yes, they carry them constantly.
Yeah, in Spain and Italy, they're the
Okay.
big guns everywhere, and still, like, kind of not paying attention to you.
Yeah, they'll speak to you.
Give you directions with those big guns.
They're not there to intimidate you. I don't think they don't act like it.
Michelle, I don't know what they do about the poop. I know it's not the town, it's the freguesia
Yeah.
that would be in
Yeah.
charge of that. And so I know our freguesia really does GNR as a police force. Okay, is really into keeping our parish clean, and so graffiti gets eliminated, and then it's there the next week. They clean the sidewalks, they power wash the sidewalks, they get the grass from in between the cobblestones. They come by and do whatever they do to get rid of that, and stuff like that. And they tell us in their newsletter that they've done it, and they show us before and after pictures, so we know that they've done it.
Mhm.
But every freguesia is not created equal, so I'm not sure, if they do that everywhere. But it's too much. It is too much for them to handle, because as soon as they come by, your grandma done
It's in
walked.
another spot.
Yeah,
Right.
It's in another
it's
spot.
bad.
Exactly.
Like that'll be gone, and then it's in another spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not so bad where you just smell it everywhere, Michelle. It's not that bad. But if you're walking all of the time, and I would say on our walk, not to the grocery store that's closest to us, but the grocery store, the Pingo Dos that we go to, we're going to see it at least one place every single time we go. So it's not like you're having to play hopscotch and stuff. It's not it's not that bad. So, all right, y'all, we are gonna let y'all go. Okay, 2 more questions. Are you required to do Catholic studies?
No, not at all.
So I went to Loyola Marymount University
Okay.
in Los Angeles. And yes, it was required that I took religion. Now, I did not have to take Catholic studies. And so I took the history of world religions, because even then I had an issue. even at 21 years old or whatever, I had an issue. So you ain't going to indoctrinate me. Give me something that is more useful. And so,
No, none of my
but
class.
no.
No.
So I wonder if and I can't say, BP, if I would have been doing a master's degree at Loyola, like if I were in Loyola Law School, if they would have required that. So she's in a master's program. Maybe they do require it for a bachelor's program. Master's is a lot different than a bachelor's. Are there a lot of strays running the streets?
They don't. I haven't seen a lot of strays. I haven't seen any.
Strays.
Everybody has their dogs, and their dogs, they're off leash.
Yeah.
And
These
behaved.
are city dogs. Okay. Our dog would not know how to act hanging around
our
these
dog
dogs.
would act a fool.
He'd be acting a fool, trying to chase and smell everybody's behind and everything like that. These dogs know how to be off leash, and they're just,
Yeah, they just, they're right there with them. They love
Yeah,
their dogs.
yeah, and they're very well behaved, but they're dogs, and so they're going to poop where they
They
want to.
got the thing about it. I don't know if you noticed. They have just as many veterinary doctors and stuff like that as they do medical here.
Uh,
There's veterinarians everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. There's one just right across the street, and then there's two pet stores that sell pet
Yeah.
supplies, food, and whatnot within walking distance of this apartment. So
So
yes,
they take very good
they
care of
love their dogs
they take
here,
very good care of their animals.
but and they're definitely city dogs. But it's the humans that are the problem. It's not the dogs. It's the humans. As it always is, right? As
Yeah,
it
but it's a
always
dog
is.
friendly city. A lot of people
Yeah.
have dogs here.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, yeah. So, what would you like to leave people with, Crystal and Malachi?
I would just like to tell people if you're thinking about moving abroad, whether it's Portugal or another place, I would say try to visit the place first, get a feel of it. And I would say this is what I plan to do. I don't plan to go back home for a whole year. I plan to really stay here and try to immerse myself because I see sometimes that, hearing on other people channels, they didn't like this place and they like this place. They leave, the the 2 months or 3 months in. Like if this is your home and not your home back in the United States, and this is what you're gonna call your life, like really try to immerse yourself. So that's what
Sure.
we plan on doing to try to immerse ourselves. And I would tell people that I know that being Black is scary because of what we came from in the United States and frankly how people just treat us around the world sometimes. But I would just say go out on faith and just give it a try. Give it a try. And most of the time, you're in your own world. People are really helpful. They're nice, really, just, and, join. There are plenty of groups now, WhatsApp groups.
Yeah,
There are plenty of Black groups, Black in Germany, Black in the Netherlands. There are plenty of groups. Find yourself a group. If you got a teenager, Heather got that teenager group for the Black teenager. We haven't had a meetup yet, but we're about to. But find yourself a group and just talk to your locals. You never know who speaks English or who may have an idea for your kid or you. So,
yeah,
like I
yeah,
said, the world is big, and if you can just really try, just get out there. I would just say, just do it. I wish I would have did it sooner. That's my only regret is that
yes,
I like I wish when we had the idea when he was in the 7th grade, we would have just did it.
Yeah.
But we kept
yeah.
thinking we needed to do this, that, and this.
It makes it seems daunting until
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
right? Until you know. Malachi, are you happy here so far?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's a wonderful place. I enjoy the people, I enjoy the food, I enjoy everything about it. And yeah, I would honestly say, it's a great place. I don't think it's nothing really I missed in America that Portugal doesn't offer. So it's not like a drastic change. I like actually some of the economies that Portugal makes up for. Like a lot of the just the freedom, I guess, to express yourself. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, yeah. And have you been to the movies yet?
No.
We planning on going to the movies
Yeah.
because we see the one in Colombo. All the
Yeah.
movies are in English.
Yeah.
All the American movies are in English.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, with Portuguese subtitles, so that'll help.
yeah, so yeah.
Did you sell everything, or did all of your possessions get moved with your husband?
He took what he can back to his little place he got now. And we just at the end, we were just giving stuff away. I didn't do it right, guys. My mom and my husband was telling me for months, sell the stuff, sell. And I was like, I don't know. we're gonna keep it in storage. And at the end, I just started giving things away. I had to give away my business because I sold vintage clothes. So I had to give like half of my business away. And the rest of it, my mom took it to her house because my husband and his little place is small now. So yeah. And then I moved with bags over here, and each bag,
Yeah.
it was expensive, kind of. So
Did you ship your bags or did you take them on the airplane?
took them on the airplane.
Yeah.
And did you pay were they too heavy?
No, my bags, none of my bags were 50 pounds. I moved with blue duffel bags that I
Okay.
got from Amazon. They were like
Yeah.
35, 45 pounds, but they all were like $210 a piece.
Yeah. So put that in your budget, guys. We do have a Move Abroad toolkit. The information is below. We talk about all of this stuff so that you're not caught off and you get your budget down and you do it and you're prepared for it. So we had our luggage shipped. They were like 150 pounds, which today is about $200. But they were shipped and we didn't have to lug it around, because we had a lot of connecting flights to get to where we wanted to go. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Malachi.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you. We can't wait to see you guys again in person. We'll go to the beach.
Yeah.
Yes.
Show you around soon.
So
Yeah.
stick around. We are going to let everybody go. If you are coming to our meetup, today is the last day to get the early bird price, y'all. So don't wait. Information is below. Here, let me go ahead and put it in the chat right quick. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Okay, I am going to put this in the chat so you guys can, and even if you're watching this in the replay, you can see it. Hopefully that come in right? I don't know what that is.
No, it didn't.
No, that didn't. Let me try it again. What is all of that stuff? That is so weird. Isn't that weird? Why is it doing that? Look at that. That is weird. Okay, here we go. Look, I can't talk and eat at the same time. All right, there we go. There is the link for the meetup. If you are planning to come and you haven't gotten your ticket, today is the last day for the early bird price. We're having another meetup June 20th, trying to get a boat trip added onto that. So if you want to be kept up to date, that information is in the description below as well. And we're going to see you next week. We're going to talk expat taxes. It is tax season, y'all. So if you have not maxed out your IRA, go ahead and do that and you will be paying less taxes. It's not too late. Put that money in tomorrow. Taxes are due on Tuesday, I believe, on the 18th.
The 18th.
Yep. So get that done. We're on the road to financial freedom. We do not play or give Uncle Sam any more money than we have to, right? Right? Right. All right. Love y'all. See you later. Bye.